Hello students, I am Mrs. Anjali Nadgowda, Department of Chemistry, KLS Gokte PU College, Belagavi. Welcome to Chemistry channel. I hope you are safe and healthy. Now we will see the further part of P block elements. In last video we have started with group 14 elements, and in that we have studied up to chemical properties of group 14 elements, right? So today we will see the anomalous properties of carbon. As we have already seen that second period elements, that is the first element of each group is showing some different properties, which we call it as anomalous properties, right? So here carbon is the first element of group 14, and we will see the anomalous properties of carbon. First, let us see the reasons why it is showing the anomalous behavior. The reasons are common, that is, first one is due to extremely small size, high electronegativity, high ionization enthalpy, and absence of d orbital or absence of d orbital electrons. Means there are no d orbitals present in carbon. Okay. Now let us see which are the main points of difference compared to the other elements present in the group. First one is carbon is having maximum covalence to 4, means it can have the maximum valency up to 4, whereas the other members can expand their covalence due to presence of d orbital. It may reach to 6 also. Then carbon can form double bonds or triple bonds with itself or with other atoms of small size and high electronegativity, which we call it as p-pi multiple bonds. Now, though the other elements they can form the double bonds, but they are not p-pi, but it may be d-pi bonds. Means the pi bonds formation in other elements, it may be because of d orbitals, but in carbon it is because of p orbitals. Okay. Then carbon shows catenation property. What is this catenation property? That already we have learnt in organic chemistry, that is the capacity to link itself to form a long chain or a ring compounds is called as catenation, right? So carbon is having, this is very much a special property, and therefore it can form number of compounds which are straight chain compounds or ring compounds, and therefore we can study the organic chemistry as a special part. Now, as down the group size increases and electronegativity decreases, therefore catenation property also decreases. So order of catenation is carbon is showing maximum catenation property in the group compared to silicon, compared to germanium and tin. So germanium and tin, they are showing the catenation property which is very similar. But here is one exception is there, that is lead. Lead does not show catenation, means lead cannot link with other lead atom to form a straight chain compound or a ring compound. Now, what is one more property that arises due to catenation and p-pi bond formation is it shows allotropics, that is allotropes, and we are going to study in detail about these allotropes. So let us start with allotropes of carbon. What is meant by allotrope first? The existence of an element in more than one physical state is called as allotropy, and the various forms are called as allotropes. So carbon exists in nature in two allotropic forms. These are very stable forms which we know and which we are using in our day-to-day life, that is diamond and graphite. Of course, when the names are taken, the pictures are in front of you, right? Diamond is shining, whereas graphite is black color but shining, right? So both are opposite to each other. Though the allotropes of the same elements are there, but still there is a large difference between them. And a third one, that is newly discovered by the three scientists H.W. Kroto, E. Smalley and R.F. Curl. Recently it is developed in 1985, which is called as fullerenes. So let us see the properties of diamond. First of all, see the structure. In this, each carbon atom or one carbon atom is linked or it is joined to four other carbon atoms. And we can see the structure is like a tetrahedral, right? So the arrangement is tetrahedral. So when such carbon atoms link to each other, they form a network or a big molecule, which we call it as a macromolecule or a giant molecule, and it is having a network structure. Is it? In this, each carbon atom is bonded to other carbon atom with a covalent bond. Is it? And therefore it's very strong. The bond is very strong and the structure also becomes strong. And we know diamond exists in crystalline form, right? So let us see the properties now. Each carbon atom in a diamond crystal is bonded to four other carbon atoms, making a giant macromolecular array. Array means lattice. As the four bonds are present, it is having sp3 hybridization, and therefore the angle is 109 degree 28 minute. That is tetrahedral angle, right? Okay. So as the bonds are very strong, the diamond is having very high melting point, and due to presence of covalent bonds, it becomes or it is hardest natural substance. Do you know why it is used? Yes, it is used as a cutting tool, and it is used to cut the glass. Okay, diamond is used for cutting the glass. Okay, now what is one more property? If you see in this structure, each carbon atom is bonded to four other carbon atoms, means sp3 hybridization, means all the valence electron in carbon are used completely in bonding, because we know carbon is having atomic number 6 and its valence shell electronic configuration is 2s2 2p2, means all four electrons are used. There are no any unpaired electrons present in this, and hence it is bad conductor of electricity. Okay, let us see the next one, next allotrope, that is graphite. What you can see here? See this, if you see this carbon atom, first carbon atom, which is linked to, or let us see this carbon atom, it is linked to this carbon atom, this is second, and this is third one. Means each carbon atom is linked to 3 carbon atom. That is 3 bonds are formed. Means one electron in the outermost shell is still free, and when it is free electron, it can move anywhere in the crystal structure. And we know, as there are, if there is any one electron, single unpaired electron present in the crystal lattice, that substance is good conductor of electricity, because it causes the flow of current. Is it? So here is the main difference between diamond and graphite, that though they are allotropes of the same element, that is carbon, but one is bad conductor of electricity, whereas another one is good conductor of electricity, and therefore we usually use the graphite electrodes in electrolysis. Is it? Yes. And one more, in day to day's life, while writing or while drawing, while sketching, you are using a pencil, right? What happens when you are writing with pencil? Yes, black marks are remaining on the paper. Means some of the layers remain on the paper and some of the layers remain with pencil. This is the another property of graphite, because graphite is present in the form of layers. So this is one layer, which is hexagonal layer. You can see in this structure also, right? There is another layer of hexagon, there is third layer of hexagon. This is the small structure is shown like this. There are different layers, and these layers are joined together by weak force of attraction, which we call it as van der Waals force of attraction. Is it? And hence the graphite is very soft and slippery. Is it? What is the length here? The two lengths are different. Just see. The lengths in hexagonal layer, that is between carbon is 141.5 picometer, right? Whereas between the two layers, it is 340 pm. Is it? That is picometer. We know that shorter the length, stronger is the bond, whereas longer the length, the weaker is the bond, right? Means between the two layers, the length is very large. Hence the graphite remains in the layer form. Okay, let us see the structure. As the carbon atom is linked, one carbon atom is linked to 3 other carbon atoms, it is sp2 hybridized, right? And the bond angle is 120 degree. Okay, sorry, there is one mistake. It has tetrahedral is written, it should be trigonal. Okay, as each carbon atom has a 3 single bond, it is sp2 hybridized, and hence it has trigonal. It should be trigonal, and the bond angle is 120 degree. Okay, graphite has a layered structure, and this structure is made up of flat hexagons. These hexagons are joined together to form two-dimensional flat layers. Each layer is a giant molecule, and the bond between the hexagons is van der Waals force. Okay. Now let us see the properties of this. Since the bond of each layer of graphite is strong, that is between the two carbon atoms, right? More heat is required to overcome the intermolecular forces, means to break the bond between the two carbon atoms in one hexagonal layer. Is it? Hence it has a very high melting point, that is 3675 degree Celsius. whereas boiling point is 4200 degree Celsius. Okay, if you add 273 in both the temperature, you will get approximately the Kelvin temperature. The bond between layers are weak, hence they can slide over each other. Therefore, graphite is soft and slippery, and therefore it is used as lubricant, and even it is used in pencil. Okay. Then, due to presence of one free electron in outermost shell, it is good conductor of electricity. How is the graphite? Graphite is black, metallic and opaque solid. Opaque means non-transparent, whereas diamond is transparent. Graphite is insoluble in water and in organic solvents also, because the attractions between the solvent molecules and the carbon atoms will never be strong enough to overcome the strong covalent bonds in graphite. So these are the special properties of graphite. And the third allotrope, that is fullerenes. So this is one recently discovered allotrope of carbon. Here you can see the structure is like a football, or we can say soccer ball, right, which is having some hexagons. So these are hexagons, and these there are some pentagons also, right, 1 2 3 4 and 5. So it is made up of some pentagons as well as some hexagons. Now here you can see the maximum number of carbon atoms in this is 70, which are behind, right? So if you see the structure clearly, you will come to know there are 70 carbon atoms in this structure. Okay. Now, how these fullerenes are made up, formed or extracted? So fullerenes are made by heating of graphite in an electric arc, means by electric heating in presence of inert gases like helium or argon. Okay. Then whatever soot comes, that is condensed, means vapors are condensed. So it consists of number of carbon atoms. Therefore Cn is written, which consists of C60, that is it may contain 60 carbon atoms, 70 carbon atom, or even up to 350 carbon atoms and even above that, but it contains even number of carbon atoms. Okay. Fullerenes are only the pure form of carbon because they have smooth structure without having dangling bonds. Dangling means tangte. Just like Wincham, how you have seen, right? That is, they are called as dangling bonds. Okay. Which are moving, which are oscillating. So such type of bonds are not present in fullerenes. These are very small molecules of carbon in which the giant structure is closed over into the spheres of atoms, that is buckyballs or tubes, which we call it as sometimes nanotubes. Now this bonding, that is bonding in fullerenes, it is sp2 as well as sp3. Okay, both the types of bondings are present, and even there are some double bonds which are present in the structure. But there are no free electrons in this, and hence it is non-conductor of electricity. Okay, so fullerenes are insoluble in water but soluble in methyl benzene. Methyl benzene means toluene. They are non-conductors as the individual molecules are only held to each other by weak van der Waals force. Therefore, they are having smooth structure. Okay. So, let us see in that one C60 structure. that is structure of C60 fullerene. Now let me tell you why the name is given as fullerene. When this allotrope of carbon was discovered, the shape was given, the proper shape was advised or given by an architect. Name of that architect was Richard Buckminster Fuller. As he has given the dome shape, therefore the name of that allotrope is given as fullerene, that is Buckminster fullerene. Okay. Now this C60 fullerene consists of 26 membered rings, that is hexagons, and 12 5-membered rings, that is pentagons. Here 6-membered ring is fused, means which can linked with 6-membered or 5-membered ring, but 5-membered ring can only fuse with 6-membered rings. Okay. All the carbon atoms are equal and they undergo sp2 hybridization in C60. Each carbon atom forms 3 sigma bond with other 3 carbon atoms because it is sp2 hybridization. Now the remaining electron at each carbon atom is delocalized in molecular orbital. This gives the aromatic character to the molecule, means it has some double bonds. Okay. There are total 60 vertices and each one is occupied by one carbon atom. Here the bond lengths are different. Single bond, that is CC, carbon-carbon single bond length is 143 picometer, whereas carbon-carbon double bond length is 138.3 picometer. Okay, so this is the overall structure of C60 fullerene. Once again, see the structure. This is like a soccer ball, or we can say buckyball. Okay, this structure is shown of C70, but even you can see some pictures of C60 also. Okay, so here is the structure of all 3 allotropes of carbon: structure of graphite, structure of diamond, and structure of C60, that is Buckminster fullerene. Now only one part is remaining, that is about the thermodynamical stability. Graphite is the most stable allotrope of carbon and hence its delta H naught formation, means enthalpy of formation of graphite is taken as 0. But for diamond and fullerene some values are there, that is 1.90 kilojoule per mole, and for fullerene it is 38.1 kilojoule per mole. Okay, delta H naught F. H means enthalpy, delta means change in enthalpy, F stands for formation, means for forming of 1 mole of that compound or molecule, how much energy change takes place is given by this value. Okay. Other forms of elemental carbon like carbon black, coke and charcoal are all impure forms of graphite or fullerenes. Carbon black is obtained by burning hydrocarbons in a limited supply of air. Carbon black is nothing but what? Kazali. Okay, so all of you know how that carbon black is obtained. Whereas charcoal and coke are obtained by heating wood or coal respectively at high temperature in the absence of air. Okay, so here the topic is completed because the further part is deleted in 30% reduction of the syllabus. Thank you and stay healthy, stay safe.